I am here. You'll see some interesting blood sugars. And I can get the little Dexcom reader to read over 400.
Well, yeah, it won't. It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Once it goes over 400, it usually just says high.
Yes, but I'll show you just as I show up the nurse. Menu, events, blood sugar glucose, log blood
Okay,
sugar.
you can put it in there.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Like I said, it reads it.
No. You're putting it in there when you're putting.
No, but no. It just logged me at, I believe that said 270. Event blood sugar 270.
Right.
Event logs, and that's where you put your meals and everything. And look,
Right.
270.
Right.
So that part of the
But
Dexcom.
it's not high right now though. So it's,
Yes, I know. But I'm just saying that you can, when it says HI, you can do that, and it gives you your, and it will give you your blood sugar.
Okay.
I figured that out. And this morning, what was it? Give or take, 9 or 10 a.m. I saw something that said 98 or about 100. And an hour later, I was 259, 260 something. So in an hour with just long-term insulin, no activity, no food, nothing, I had hiked up that 150 units. No explanation. And that's what I've been trying to tell you, is that a lot of things with my diabetes you can't explain other than saying stress.
That just tells me you're not enough long acting, because we talked about that last
Actually, no. Normally, if you look at my morning blood sugars for the past 7 to 14 days, I had took it down to 10 units of Lantus, because I know that's what the jail had my Lantus at, as a safe number, so I'm not too low, because you die faster going low than high. And so I took it back down to that 10 units, and on average, my blood sugar is 150, 200 area. On average, when I look in the morning, anytime between, because I usually get up and look at the thing, give or take, 8 to 9 a.m. and then I'll try to, and then I usually fall back asleep. But I'm trying to stay up. It's on average 150, 200, give or take, within range of that. So it's a 10 units works best right now for me, but I'm under a lot of stress, obviously. Stress can cause my blood sugars to go up or down, left or right, without explanation. And that's where the
stress is the explanation.
Yeah, but it's other than the stress being the explanation. The jail, when they tried to figure it out, they couldn't, and they basically effed with everything and just kind of messed everything up. So it's and you'll see after our last appointment, I had some sudden lows or lower numbers, and that was at what you had said with the. For every 8 grams I eat, I take 1 unit. For every 40 unit change in my blood sugar, I take 1 unit.
40 or 150.
Yeah. And so I took the baseline down to 140 because it's easier math. It's like 140, 180 is 1 unit.
Oh, so the target, you took the target down to 140?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just to make it easier on the math for me. And with doing that, I had went low when I had to combine my food for my insulin, blood sugar, and then it's insulin for my food. I was taking too much. So I had adjusted that a little bit. I'm trying to figure that part out, per se.
What did you adjust it to?
It's just like, and I also learned at bedtime, which I forgot, is that is like, let's say I'm supposed to take 12 units of it, short-term insulin, right?
Well, if you're eating, yeah.
Or, but no, if I'm eating or not.
You don't take short-term at bedtime unless you're eating.
Yes, or yes, I know that much, but I'm just saying for my overall short-term insulin total amount, let's say it's 12 units. I take half. Because I'm not taking food middle of the night, to help maintain blood sugar. And so I'm
confused.
Or
so you're talking about dinner time?
bedtime.
Right, but are you eating at bedtime?
Yes, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But the thing is that let's say I would have to take 12 units, right?
Well, if you had to take 12 units because of your blood sugar, or because you're eating, or both?
Or both. It could be one or the other or both. But the thing is, let's say that it says that I'm 12 units, right? I take half that.
Okay.
And so I take 6, and that so I don't bottom out in the morning because of the short-term insulin.
Well, yeah, you usually don't take short-term insulin before bed, usually, unless you're eating a lot, because that snack is the whole point of having a snack to eat before bed.
And that's the reason why. And that's with the blood sugar starting at about 300 at bedtime.
Right. So if you were,
that's the way that everything has been ran and done before, and that's the best way of controlling my lows in the morning.
So my recommendation would be to not cover your carbs at bedtime. You just correct your blood sugar.
Yeah.
That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, no. And that's kind of what I do anyways.
My question
because my snack usually is an hour or two before I actually lay down. So
right. So I wouldn't cover your carbs at bedtime. I would just correct your blood sugar.
Yeah. And if I eat at bedtime or snack, if it's under 30 to 50 grams of food that I'm eating, I won't take insulin for it. Period.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
so
if your blood sugar is high,
yeah,
you should take a little bit of that.
Yeah, but if I'm 300 or 330 or about 300, I will not take short-term insulin for that.
Okay.
But that's just the way it has been told by other endos. The jails figured that out, and all amongst my.
So you're not really taking. So you're not taking insulin at bedtime very often.
Not normally.
Okay.
Unless I'm sky high, which I've been a few times.
Right.
And so I have had to take a little bit.
So my question was, you said you adjusted your dosing before meals. So
yes.
What did you change? Besides changing your target, what else? What did you change it to?
I'm still trying to figure that out because I've tried the every 10 grams I take 1 unit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm right now I'm at between 8 to about 11 or 12 gram. In that scale, I'll take 1 unit. Depends on obviously the time of day and when I ate before, and just so I'm now getting back to taking the blood sugar for it, or it's whatever that reason why I'm taking the short term after the eating of it, would be. It varies between 8 grams to 12 grams, depends on the time, and it's just overall. Okay. So, and I'm trying to figure out more exact on that, but it's honestly with dealing with reading the reading the reader, taking all that, eating and doing what I'm doing and everything, and or driving, it's a little difficult. So, I'm just trying to figure that out, and now that I got my long-term figured out, or at least at a safe number right now for the long-term, I'm trying to get back to the taking short-term within 15, 20, 30 minutes of me eating. So I'm trying to do that, but I don't know, because I know I've had some rather high blood sugars. 800, 900, then 1,000 2 days ago. I was like 1,002 2 days ago at that time.
The Dexcom told you it was 1,000?
Yeah, 1,002.
Can I see on your Dexcom where you logged that?
But I know you can see it in the downloads.
No, I can't. There's nothing in the downloads that shows that you're 1,000.
You can't see the events in the downloads?
Not that it.
Because I know with the pump,
It
if
just says high.
Yeah,
It doesn't show the blood
here,
sugars.
there should be a thing for, look under events, menu.
Here, on here it does,
Yeah, and basically if it's on here, it can go to here.
The events don't, like the what you're showing, like where you're showing me your blood sugar, like I just wanted to see where it says it gives you a blood sugar over
That
400
was like
here.
2 days ago.
Yeah, these are all through, not over 400, so that's why I'm confused. There's a 495,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
47,
Yeah.
so where's the 1,000?
it's like 2 days ago, it was at bedtime.
Oh, there it is, yeah, 953.
And, I had one that was after that was 1,000. And,
Yeah, see, it's
and,
not
and,
on here
and,
at all.
and because I know like, Dr. Issa's office, anything that you would put into like this, you know, or you
It
would
shows your
program
it shows
into
your
the
insulin.
pump itself, he can see those event logs.
Yeah, this doesn't show, these blood sugars that you're putting in here aren't on this event log. This is 111 at 11:48 p.m. Here's 111 at 11.
Because
There's
you guys
nothing
should
here.
be able to see the Dexcom logs.
I am, this is it right here. But it's down here.
Yeah, so you would have to go down into the more of that, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's as you see right there's the 953.
I'm not sure how did you I don't know how accurate that is, but I didn't know I could read that high. I'm not sure how accurate that is.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I know I took insulin according to that blood sugar.
Well, you didn't take very much.
Yeah, that because it was bedtime. So
Right, you stayed high all night long.
And so I took it, and so I cut that in half.
So you only took 10.
Yeah, that is because I believe when I was that high, it was like 21 or 22 units. So
And you took, yeah, I mean,
I-
it didn't really
or,
do much. It did nothing actually.
but that's just because I didn't manually put in the blood sugar log in the middle of the night because obviously I was sleeping, so I couldn't do that.
It finally started coming down around 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And I dropped between 4 and 6 or 12 and 2.
Not that night, it didn't.
Yeah, I know. But I know that's average. But that's on average when I drop. Okay, that is on average.
You had this morning it was lower, but for the most part for the most part it's staying over 200 for the most part.
Yeah.
You have then there's a couple days you'll get below and then it'll be high again for a while. So it's not consistently low in the morning.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that.
It's
but I
mostly
got
high.
that long term, almost figured out, to a safe number or a safe region that I can now, with your help, obviously, figure out the short term.
Well, I mean,
Because it's not a long term problem for the thing because if I take too much long term, I'll bottom out too low when I'm waking up.
So I'm more than willing to give you suggestions.
Yeah, please.
But I mean, it sounds like you just change it anyway. So
because I've learned how to adjust on the fly to the small points.
You say that, but your blood sugars are worse this time than they were the last time I saw you.
But of course, this time I figured out how to read or how to get the Dexcom to actually read above 400.
But you aren't taking any more. You're not taking insulin for that. You're not taking any more insulin because of that. You're still taking the same amounts.
It depends on what I'm taking. It for every 40 units.
Over 140.
Yeah, I'm taking 1 unit, and I'm sticking to that until you, since you're supposed to be the expert here, can help me adjust to a more proper one. But I know those extreme highs it was at bedtime.
Right.
But it wasn't during the day, and that's a different situation.
This week Monday.
Yeah.
At 11:40 in the morning.
Yeah.
Your blood sugar was 421.
Yeah.
You took 14 units.
Yes.
Okay. Then at 6 o'clock your blood sugar was higher. It was 495. You took 11 units.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense. Why would you take less when it's higher?
6 p.m.
That's not bedtime.
Yes, or yes or no. I probably took a safer aspect approach, and I didn't want to bottom myself out at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Too low, you know. because I know I've been told that is you can take a smaller amount of insulin than what you should, and then if you're still high in that 4-hour mark afterwards, you can take more just to help compensate or cover again. And that's kind of what I'm doing. And that's just the way that I've been told on how to do it. And so I was going to ask you on the every 40 units for it's 1 gram of insulin.
Well, every 40 units over 140.
Yeah. I think that might need to be changed because as you see, I'm doing that within 95% or it's completely that, and my blood sugars are not dropping to what they should. So it's, I know stress can, affect anything and everything for me on blood sugar, and well, that's what's the fun but not fun part about my diabetes is that, if there's a lot of stress, which there is for me, it's good luck in controlling it. But I know that what would you recommend for the blood sugar?
Well, I agree with you. I don't think you're getting enough insulin before meals or to correct.
Most of those are after meals.
I would recommend,
or it's within half hour 45 of it's after meal.
I would recommend taking that ratio down to like 1 to 35 or 1 to 30.
Okay. I'll try the 30 then.
Okay.
Because I know decent amount, but the finer points of like it's taking it from 50 to 40 to 30. I'm not as refined in those skills of it's, doing the blood sugar thing. Because, well, that's more of a specialist type thing. So, yeah. And then for the grams on the food that I eat, knowing that I'm going I should say, if I take my short term for the food I eat, within 15 or it's within 15 to 20 minutes of me eating, I do the 8. And for every 8 grams I eat, I take 1 unit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that needs to be changed here. Unless you just want to change just the blood sugar.
When you say changed, when you say changed, do you mean like you
like it it's like
you've been decreasing the amount of insulin you're taking,
or it's like take the 8 grams down to the blah 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 blah. Take the 8 units down to like a 6, or take it up to a 10, or adjust it that way.
You've been adjusting it up so you get less insulin, because if the carb ratio goes higher, then you're getting less insulin.
So take it down then. To like every 6 grams I eat.
You haven't been taking 1 to 8 though. You said you're taking 1 to 8 or 1 to 10 or 1 to 12. You need to be consistent on what you're doing. Otherwise, it doesn't make the numbers don't mean anything.
Yeah, I know that. But the thing is that like if I take my short-term insulin for the food I ate 45 minutes to 60 minutes, or it's whatever it is later. Anything over like an hour and a half.
You shouldn't do that then.
Or you can't do that full 8 units for that. And then you would have to adjust it higher so you take less.
Right, but you should be taking it before you eat.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing is with me, and I've explained this to you, that I eat and then what I do is I eat and I do other things at the exact same time. I don't always have my insulin pens and pen needles in my pockets. I don't always have this thing on me. Half the time, or like 3/4 of the time. I am within 20 to 50 feet of it, at basically all the time. So it keeps reading, but I don't always have it on me. Or I'm eating and then I'm taking care of the dogs, or I'm eating and then I'm doing my volunteer work, or I'm eating and I'm driving. I'm always eating on something else. And that's the way that my whole life has been. as a diabetic.
So if you're gonna do it after meals, then that changes the whole. I mean, that's.
And that's the reason why I was told that if it's anything over about 45 minutes, if you have it at, it's for every 8 grams you eat, you would take a 10 or 12 grams, and so you're cutting it down, obviously, and so you're not taking too much insulin. But that's where I'm curious on that aspect
I don't
of
think
it.
you're taking too much insulin. For the most part, you're not taking enough insulin.
Okay,
That's
so
the general rule: is you're not taking enough insulin.
Okay,
Because your blood sugar's not dropping after you eat
yeah,
much.
I know, and
So-
that's the reason why I was going to ask you about that grammage.
So I think you need to take the 1 to 8 unless it's like more than an hour after your meals, like every time. I don't think it matters if it's 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. Like you just need to take you just need to take the insulin.
Okay, because I know, I was told, I've seen research on this throughout the years and been told throughout the years, that every 1 unit of short-term insulin you take lowers your blood sugar 50-ish units, give or take, on the person. So,
That's not entirely accurate, but okay.
yeah, or, like I said, I've heard
It depends on the
different,
person. It
yeah,
depends
I
on
know.
what you've eaten. There's
Yeah, I
no
know.
set, like, it does this.
Yeah, I know that's just a rough number, but I know endos, or is the endocrinologist, actually kind of go by that one unit to 50 units lowering, and they generally go by that unless something would prove otherwise that it needs to be changed. I should know because I've dealt with enough endos on this. So that's the reason why I was asking, should I take that up to 1 unit for every 10 grams I eat, or should I take that back down to for every 1 unit of the short-term insulin I take?
You're talking about two different things.
Do I take it down to 6 grams?
You're talking about two different things. So the carb ratio is not how much the insulin is going to decrease your blood sugar. That's your correction factor.
Yes.
So the carb ratio is how much insulin you need to cover the carbs you're eating. So
Yes, I know.
So
Yes,
you're
I know.
talking
That's
about
why
two separate things.
that's what I'm talking about. Do I basically raise that and so I take
we've-
less, or do I lower it and take more?
We've tightened we're gonna decrease the correction factor to 1 to 30, so you're getting more insulin to correct your blood sugar. Because your blood sugar is staying high.
Okay.
Your carb coverage, you're not consistently taking 1 to 8, so I don't know if that's working or not.
And that's the reason why I'm asking you.
So that's what I'm saying.
Would
I
you
think
adjust
should-
that in another visit, or would you adjust?
So I think because I don't know, it's hard for me to answer that question because I don't know what you're doing, because you're doing something different every time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say what you should do every time because you're not going to do the same thing every time.
But I know there's a general, premise or rule that it can be bad or whatever, within, some limitations. Depends on how the person's life and everything is. That's the reason why a lot of doctors I've seen will adjust the long-term once, and the next visit they'll adjust one of the matrix.
Well, we're going to adjust
the short term, and then they'll do
the
another
one.
one.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
That's where changing.
And that's the reason why. I know last time you had adjusted.
I adjusted both of them, and then you
both of the short terms.
Then you adjusted the target, so you actually adjusted all 3 of the metrics for the short term. So
but I only took that down by 10 units, and
right, but that
endo
basically
goes.
That made the other change for your sensitivity factor more intense too, because that made you were
10
getting,
units doesn't mean a whole lot to an endo, so.
Okay.
From
So
my understanding and talking to them.
Like you.
So.
I'm not gonna argue about it. Like it is what it is. Like let's just change your sensitivity factor. Keep doing
to 1 to every 30.
1 to every 30, and keep your carb ratio the
same.
same.
And do you want me, knowing that I don't feel myself dropping unless if I'm under 125 to 150, okay? And so it's when I changed the goal blood sugar down to 140 that was within that range. So it didn't really matter. Would you lower that to starting the 1 unit at 130, or would you take that up to 150, or would you keep it at 140?
No, I want you to keep it at 140.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm understanding that aspect of it too.
I think if you try to make too many changes at once, we're not going to know what's doing what. Like you need to be consistent, and we need to take it one change at a time. Because if you change everything all at once,
Yeah,
So
I
like,
know.
if it goes bad, good or bad, we have no idea what did it.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yes, you know, that's the reason why I don't make major changes. I just do the little tidbits here
But
and
I
there.
mean, it was a pretty decent change. That's why you had. I mean, it is a change. Like you are making changes that are significant. Making a 10-unit change to your target is a significant change.
According to like Dr. Issa,
But you're not seeing Dr. Issa.
yes,
There's
or
a reason why you're not seeing.
yes,
Dr.
or
Issa.
yes, you know, but he's rated the best endo in this area, and he's rated one of the best diabetic doctors in the state of Michigan.
Well, you can see him if you want to.
Oh, no! I don't want to see him. No.
Exactly. So
No.
that doesn't
No,
mean he doesn't need to come into the conversation.
But I'm just saying is that him, just like all my other endos, have basically said 10 units. Nah, that's nothing, and that's such a minor change. We're not even concerned about it. So, but that's what they tell me.
But you weren't controlled then either. So what
I've never been controlled, to be technical with you.
I can tell. Yeah, I know. But a lot of that is because some of that is because you aren't consistent. Like you do things one way, then you do the same thing completely different the next time. So it's impossible to tell you what to do because it's in your mind. You have all these reasons for why you're changing stuff, but only you know why you're doing it. Like you understand it. It doesn't make any sense to anybody else.
Yeah, but.
And so like it's hard to tell you what to do differently.
It was this way even when I was 8, 9, and 10 years old. So that was when my parents had control.
Right.
So it was that way back then too.
We're gonna make the change.
Okay, cool.
We'll see how it goes. I'll see you back in a month.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Works for me.
All right. You're all set.
Thank you.
They'll make your appointment at the front desk
Yep,
for you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you get called here?
No, I'm going